Hi everyone, it's Loretta. I have a share for you. This is a junk journal, which is more of a writing journal that is a commission piece, and so I do have permission of the young lady who asked me to make it for her to share it. So first off is the spine. It does have this really pretty cross, and then here's the front cover. She wanted it shabby chic, Victorian, vintage. She didn't want a whole lot of grunge, so there isn't really any. It has 2 holes on the front and 2 holes on the back that house the ribbon closures. I kept these very shabby chic, very rough. When you open the journal, the first thing you see is some handmade paper. And I went over the edges of this book with some lace just because it wasn't the best closure I've ever made. My signatures are both stapled together as well as sewn into the book. The papers are all hand dyed. These pages are actually tea dyed. The music paper as well as the magazine paper that you're going to be seeing throughout this book are all truly vintage, including a 1898 McCall's magazine. This is a watercolor piece that I made, and you can tuck something underneath there. Now, as I go through this book, you will notice dryer sheets. 2 reasons for that. One is this paper is vintage, and sometimes vintage paper can have just a slightly stale type of smell, and this completely eliminates it, but it also scents the piece so that it's got that Victorian air of maybe a love letter that has been scented with a little perfume. I left any imperfections in just because that's what you do. This is a genuine postcard, and it's just tacked in place actually with some hot glue. This is a doily. I put a little ribbon on there, but you could tuck stuff in if you wanted. Here is a very thin book page. I used a little beeswax to cover it. It's very tactile. It's wonderful. Here is another tag, and after I glued it and it dried, I also covered this with some beeswax. I love the way this blue dye came out on my paper. It's very mottled, and it would be extremely easy just to write over the top. Here's another piece of vintage paper. It was like a tiny little periodical. This is my About the Bookmaker page, so it's got my picture. These are hydrangeas that I pressed. Well, I dried them and then I pressed them, and I'm extremely pleased with the way that they came out. And then here is another tag that's going to be going in the book, just tucked in, and it was, first I sealed the back with a little bit of that beeswax, and then I arranged the hydrangea flowers the way I wanted them to be, covered them with some decoupage, let them dry, and then I covered them with a second coat of decoupage. So there you have it. This is the back of my little book, and then this is the front. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share my videos on your social media. Stay happy and be a blessing. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now. This cross isn't going anywhere. It is glued on with let's try again. 3, 2, 1.